Hey guys, before starting the video, if I could, I'd like to take 60 seconds to thank Awesun Remote for sponsoring this video. With Awesun, you will be able to control your PC with your phone whenever and wherever you like, and it's completely free to download for Windows, iOS, and Android. As you can see, I'm playing New World, leveling my music without having to be at my desk. And what makes it even cooler is that you can fully customize your keyboard functions, which you can't even do while playing on your PC, allowing me to edit my display and pull out the specific keys for leveling music and place them wherever on screen I like to make hitting the notes even easier. For example, if you want to change the keys and the F5 key is missing, all I'll do is go into the keyboard settings and press F5. Then I can move it to where I find it the most comfortable to hit. I can even increase the size if I like. Then, if I'm wanting to run around and farm or do something like that, I can again change the view and also control this PC with a virtual mouse that really comes in handy. Awesun also even supports gameplay up to 144 frames per second, and if you choose, you can upgrade to a paid membership, unlocking even more features at a great price, even getting up to 40% off of your purchase. And if you want even more control over your gaming system, they've also launched Smart Plug to wake up your desktop remotely from your phone. So if you enjoy fishing, farming, or even leveling music from the comfort of your bed, or sitting outside in the sun, go download it and give this app a try. And what's even better is Awesun has created a download code that will allow the first 200 subscribers who choose to download it access to 7-day free trial of the paid membership. So go download it now and give it a try. Hey guys, welcome to another New World video. Well guys, a couple of days ago, the new July question and answer Fortune Eternum video came out, and I am sure you've watched the myriad of breakdowns from all the content creators by now. I was going to also post a video breaking it down that day, talking about everything they covered, much like I usually do. But as I was watching it taking notes, I realized something. It was nothing. There was no real information in it of any substance, and there was nothing to really say. Then later that day, I saw a TLDR covering it posted, and I was re-inspired. It hits the nail on the head at every point made by the devs. Now, before we get into it, I want to preface by saying, no, I don't hate New World, and I'm not hating on New World. No, I'm not bashing the game. This is a game I love, which is why I make these videos from time to time. If we ignore when the devs get up their own asses, which sadly to say it appears might be happening again, we have to point it out. Especially now with the expansion coming. Because with the showing we have seen over the past few updates, they need to pull their socks up and really get their shit together here. And sadly, from what I have seen, I'm a little worried. However, in the interest of fairness, I feel like it's important to also consider that the devs feel like they have to do question and answer videos, of course to maintain communication with the community. But the problem is, no one really cares about Season 1 or Season 2. All people are talking about is the expansion. So these devs are stuck in a sort of treading water phase, where they want to stay in touch, but they can't answer the questions that people are asking yet. So they really have nothing of value to talk about. We should always remember to try to keep a balanced perspective, because it's quite easy to fall into a cycle of disappointment and hate. So with that said and out of the way, let's just get into it. So the first question.
Are you happy with how many people attempted the Sandworm and beat the Sandworm? Will you tune future raid content so that it is more likely to be able to be completed by random groups?
So basically, what the TLDR said, which I found hilarious, was 14,000 attempts as they said in the dev video, which is more like 700 attempts times 20 players. And basically all they said is it's supposed to be hard, you shitters. So, from how they describe it, or their vision of it I suppose, is that they want it to be so difficult only a small portion of the community can do it when it's new. Then later, as players increase in gear score, they will have an easier time, making it more accessible. This is of course how most MMOs work. The issue though with New World is that there really isn't enough content to sustain a system like this. At least not for a long time yet anyway.
Is there any plan for the character rename feature?
So the answer to this question again, maybe someday. And again, no real answer. The same one we've been getting for over a year. I mean, make a token, throw it in the cash shop for like $5 like the rest. The name change issue has come up in almost every question and answer since launch, but I don't remember anyone ever asking for resource tokens or fireworks. You know, just saying.
What do you think about adding suggested open world PvP elements such as hot zones and a caravan trading system?
And again, the answer to this question, maybe someday we'll give the community a banana. But for now, you have a zucchini, which is also oblong and edible. So basically again, we can't say anything. Not until Season 3 and the expansion. But they did say new ways to push influence are coming, but again, no specifics.
Are you aware of the time it takes to accumulate Azoth salt in the game? It feels rather lengthy. Are there plans to increase the Azoth salt awarded from activities? Thank you.
And the answer to this question was quite unique. Everything was worthless before, so nobody spent Azoth, and everyone was capped. Now a couple of things are somewhat useful and wildly overpriced. So people are poor again. Success. They might adjust later. There isn't much else to say here. This basically hits the nail on the head. The only thing I might add is that you can get a bit more Azoth salt, or a ton more depending on how often you do it, But if you flag before entering Outpost Rush, you will generate Azoth Salt as you play, doing anything that gives experience. Same with any activity that gives experience really. Just something to keep in mind, but it won't help much.
Any plans for fresh start servers this year? They really helped boost the player population last year.
And the answer to this question, no, it's a different landscape. But not never, maybe we will, who knows, but we don't plan to, but we might someday. So again, fresh start, and once again like last year, no answer. I can understand, to be fair, why they don't want to do it. It was a mess after. Sure, it brought people back, but then they left, and it created a logistics nightmare for AGS with what to do with all these dead servers. So why not just say no? Maybe they're saving it in their back pocket as a Hail Mary play if needed.
Can you explain your point of view on the desire to add seasonal content instead of real definitive content? Because it is not the temporary quests that will attract new players, unfortunately.
And this question, one that's been burning a lot of people, they basically said yeah, but not all of it is temporary. The main point they try to drive home here is that although the temporary content that comes with each season is temporary, meaning new players who miss out will never experience it, they want it to feel like an overarching story. I'm on the fence with this idea because again, when new players come, they will be entering mid-story now, not really understanding why or what is going on. Leaving the quests and all of that, but removing the season track I think would be good enough. But I'm sure they have their reasons.
A barbershop feature is on your plans. Can we expect it to be coming next year?
And another unique answer, maybe someday. Again, another feature that could easily be added through the cash shop. One people have been talking about and asking for a long time, for over a year. But fireworks were more important, I guess.
Can we expect any update to address team imbalances in Outpost Rush and solo arenas in the near future?
And this, probably the thing that most people complain about. Their answer was, yeah, we know. Maybe someday, but it's not as bad as you guys feel it is. As everyone knows, the current state of OPR isn't great. I agree having matches where you get completely stomped into the respawn area is demoralizing and can turn people right off even doing it. But the devs here basically are saying that the player base overall is operating on a negativity bias, where they truly have 9 games that are balanced and fun and then 1 that isn't, and we remember that bad one more. I'm not sure this is true or not, but they have no plans in the immediate future to deal with it.
Have you ever thought about reworking the debuff bar? In its current state, it easily gets filled up and is generally hard to read. For example, multiple fortify effects from different sources all show up as separate shield icons. What's the point? Also, things like Berserk cooldown should show up on the weapon icon and not in the buff bar, in my opinion.
And for this one, yeah, it's not great, maybe someday once again. Like almost everything else. They say this is something they are looking at, although they don't say they have any ETA or have made any progress. They don't talk about how they even might fix it. They simply say they are looking at it.
Will there be the addition of the other siege weapons in OPR? Like, will we be able to swap repeaters on outposts for cannons, etc.?
And once again, the answer, maybe someday. For this, they basically do not say yes and they don't say no. Then they go into talking about how they have already made changes to the current siege weapons, and they like those changes, and they want to take some time and see how this plays out. So guys, that about covers it. They said nothing and spent 11 minutes saying it. I'm sorry I didn't get into this right away as soon as it dropped. I seriously didn't really know what to say. So my hope is that they're simply just not allowed currently to talk about stuff that's upcoming. And no one is asking about the stuff they are. Because if not, like I said, I'm pretty worried. But I will keep my hopes up and await the upcoming info drops surrounding Season 3. And of course the expansion. And what's to come. Either way, it will be exciting to finally get some information on what's next. And as always guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.